What's going on, guys? Billy here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the gimbal and gimbal speed settings for the Mavic Pro. Now, this is something that is very simple to change, but is also very important as it will allow you to achieve much more smooth and cinematic shots. So as I said, it is very simple. It should take us only around 3 minutes, so let's get to it. To start things off, we're going to need to go to our gimbal settings. We can do this by clicking on the 3 dots in the top right corner, which should bring us to our general settings. Next, we'll click on the camera icon towards the left to access the gimbal settings, and then click on advanced settings so we can really tweak how fast that the gimbal moves. At the top, we have Gimbal Pitch Exp, and this is going to allow us to change how quickly the gimbal will move up and down when we scroll the wheel along the side. So right now, I'm at a value of 50. We can go between 0 and 100, and as we can see, this is moving way too fast. We're not going to be able to achieve a nice cinematic shot using this value, so usually I'll bump it down to around 10 or 20. Both of those values should work well, and now as you can see, it will move nice and slowly to achieve nice cinematic shots. Next up, we have enable upwards gimbal tilt limit to 30 degrees. Basically, right now, this is as high as the camera can look up. I'm scrolling the wheel towards the right and nothing is happening. But if we do select this setting, we can now look up much higher. And although this will give you some cool looking shots, I'd recommend turning it off as the props will show up a lot more. And this is something that you don't want when you're filming. Next up, we have Gimbal Pitch Smoothness. This will allow us to choose how quickly the gimbal comes to a stop when we take our finger off of the wheel. So for instance, we're on a value of 10 right now, and if we look downwards, and we take our finger off of the wheel, it comes to a very abrupt stop, and honestly, this is not something that you want when you're trying to get nice, smooth cinematic shots. So if we bump this up to a value of around 20 and look upwards, take our finger off of the wheel, it comes to a much slower stop, smoothing everything out. Next up, we have enable synchronized gimbal pan follow. Basically what this does is it allows the drone's camera to compensate for whichever way you're flying. So if we take the left stick and we move it towards the left while we're landed, we'll notice that the camera moves towards the left. If we move the stick to the right, we'll notice that moves to the right. Basically, this allows the camera to compensate again for whichever way your drone is going to be flying. If we turn this off and we move the stick left and right, nothing happens. Usually, in my opinion, I'll keep this on just because it makes everything look a lot better. And if you are moving towards the left or towards the right, it'll smooth everything out. So guys, that about wraps this video up. It was fairly short, but there's not much to change when we go into the gimbal settings. These right now are the values that I'm using if you guys want to try them out. I think that they work fairly well. For the longest time, I looked over this page just because I didn't think it was necessary to change them, but it really has made the difference within the past couple of times that I've gone flying. But anyway, as I said, this video is coming to an end. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here, as I have been trying to upload daily, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.